All right, wake up, everybody. What we got?
Mr. Edmond.
Wake up, everybody. This is your brother John.
I'm the one and only Mr. Edmond.
Hey, and we just getting started, and so this
Say your name.
So this program is live.
Hello.
Caller, you on there?
She hung up.
Okay.
We're live on the airplane.
Yeah, there you go. I guess it may be a delay, so she live on the airplane.
Oh, that's what's up. That's my dog.
Yeah, but this program is being brought to you as part of the New Image Project of the Community Development and Training Center, aka CDAT. And we like to thank y'all for tuning in, helping us to redefine what's cool, what's cool, what's cool, what's cool.
What's cool on this wonderful Friday?
Yeah, it sounds like you in the bathroom or something.
Like you on the toilet. Go ahead and call me back.
I'm not in the bathroom. I'm sitting in the first seat of the plane.
Okay.
That's my dog.
Right
I was going to ask you, was you first class?
Okay.
I'm on the first seat of the plane.
Got
first
right
class.
here, calling in, and we're on 100%. What's your thing, Jabbar? No missing days.
Perfect attendance.
Perfect attendance.
You on your perfect attendance? That's what that is.
So I'm here till we take off.
Okay.
So the viewers were here the whole Tampa Bay Breakfast Club this morning.
Yeah. Absolutely, got to do the whole everybody, the whole team, not the home team, the whole team. Aria, good morning. Kanitra, good morning. Shayna, good morning. Peeps, how you feeling? Appreciate you. And so,
tag a friend, share it. Tag a friend.
Yes.
Share the show when you're watching on Facebook. Make sure you tag a friend. And share.
Yeah.
Wake up, everybody.
No more sleeping in bed.
No sleeping in bed. So it's so much stuff that doesn't happen this week.
Yeah.
Oh, I know.
What you want to start us off? What has happened this week?
Okay, so let's start off with our city. You want to start off with our city?
We'll start out local.
Yeah, I'm following your lead.
Okay, so let's talk about the mayor.
Okay.
What happened with the mayor?
You know what?
Just give us the agenda.
Everything all right?
Just in case your plane take off. Give us the agenda. What we talking about?
So we're sitting over here. He had to talk today. Yesterday, I saw the press conference about his deputy mayor stepping down, right?
Yeah.
And then, what was the lady? What was her position? Who also?
Communications director.
Yeah, she stepped down as well.
Okay, and what else?
He's not going to have another.
So do this.
He's not going to have a deputy mayor anymore.
Let's do this.
Right?
Give me the headline. What else is on the agenda? We gonna talk about that. But what else we gonna talk about?
Oh, we got to talk about Queen Elizabeth.
Okay, because we could pick our order. All right. So Queen Elizabeth passing.
Yes. Okay. So what y'all want to talk about?
No, that's it. I just wanted to make sure we had to.
I want to talk about the young brother with the mental health disorder that was running around shooting people on live.
Okay.
He killed 4 people. Yeah, he killed 4 people.
Yeah. Okay.
I looked at some of the videos. I'll talk about what I've seen.
Okay, got it. So we talking about the mayor. We talking about Queen Elizabeth passing, and then we talking about. I got the mayor. I got this day in history.
Okay.
And a suicide prevention month. And I got a bunch of announcements.
Listen. We have to talk about suicide in the Black community.
We will.
So serious about these conversations, and we will.
We absolutely will. But
the show is to go ahead, Brother John.
No, I was going to ask you about the Queen, because I made a post asking for people's thoughts about the Queen.
I saw your post.
Oh my God, I didn't realize how many people wasn't studying the Queen.
So how did you feel about the Queen?
I didn't. I didn't really have a feeling about the Queen, but I know Mr. Edmond did. I actually found out from Mr. Edmond in the office. So Mr. Edmond, tell us about the Queen.
It was kind of crazy. I was just doing some research on the Crown.
Okay.
And that's what we was talking about in the office.
Right.
The Crown is the kingdom, the ruler of the kingdom.
Okay, the United Kingdom.
The United Kingdom.
Right.
And the Queen came into the Crown young.
Her father died at 52, if I'm not mistaken.
I think she was like 25 or 26. Yeah.
Her father died at 52.
And that her father was King Charles II.
Okay.
And her son is King Charles III. That is now
he the king.
King Charles III.
Okay,
he was Prince Charles.
While she was
and now he King Charles.
Yeah,
but it may take a little second before he get his crown officially.
So they got to give him his crown, huh?
The crown.
Right. They announced it, then but they won't put him into office maybe until officially. Like he'll take the position, but from my understanding, they won't do the ceremony maybe until like March, because when Queen Elizabeth's father passed away, it took almost a year before they officially put her in office. And so she's been queen for 70 years.
Yeah, that's what they were saying. Like she's the longest running queen.
Yeah, the longest running
monarch or something.
Yep. They say there's been 15 prime ministers. And so a lot of people don't know America was a British colony.
Right.
And the British prime minister sits under the queen.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. So they have prime ministers in different places.
I mean, they got New Zealand. The crown. I'm just gonna be honest. They are colonizers.
Absolutely.
The colonizers actually went around the world and colonized a lot of countries. Africa is a part of the colony,
right,
of the queen.
Right. A lot of the Caribbean. This is Carafesta Radio. A lot of Caribbean.
A lot of the like the Jamaican brothers wanted to break off from the crown.
Yep.
Right. And they working to break from the crown. The Haitian brothers smashed.
They was done. Yeah.
Done with it.
Yeah.
They led the revolution. One of the only revolutions.
And then where's Rihanna from? Because I think wherever she's
Barbados.
From, I think Barbados. They just recently
denounced the queen.
Got from up under the crown. Yeah.
We're in a generation or a millennial where people are breaking away from the queen. I mean, the
tradition,
kingdoms and queens, and they want to be traditional democracies and stuff like that. So
right, but yeah, a lot of people was from around the world. I'll say a lot of people around the world was saddened by that her passing. Locally, and people on my timeline.
They had jokes.
Yeah, you got to see it.
I seen some of the jokes. I don't knock people. You know what I'm saying? Either. But I don't like play with people when they die.
Yes, sir.
Me personally.
Yes, sir.
I don't have to know you to respect the dead.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? Big shouts out to my mama, God bless dead. Big shouts out to my daddy. They raised my grandma and them.
Yeah.
They raised somebody.
You have respect for the dead.
It's just how it go.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's just how it go.
No, I'm with you. I'm hearing that airplane now, Kiana.
Yeah, take off. What I call the top flight Q.
You got.
But I will catch y'all later. Y'all have a blessed Friday, and I'll see y'all soon.
All right. Thank you for calling in. Wheels up, and your perfect attendance is intact.
That's real.
Okay.
All right. Bye. All right, you listen to the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club, the new 99 Jams morning show right here on WUJM 99 Jams. And so real quick, this is about the Queen, because I think this day in history, she was actually the day that she was installed. So she was
installed when
on today, so maybe a day before.
And this is what she said. She said she was going to serve until she died.
And
that was her goal. And 2-3 days ago, she just
I think
welcomed the new prime minister of one of them countries we were just talking about, British.
Okay, got it.
The British colonies, which is us.
Right.
And the British prime minister, which serves under the Queen, was just installed 2 days ago, like the 15th or 16th. She done rock with.
Yeah, she done. Okay. Yeah, because they said that September 9th is the 252nd day of the Gregorian calendar year. On this day, I'm just giving you the backstory. And on this day, Washington, D.C. was named the capital of the United States. California was admitted as the 31st state in the U.S. And Elizabeth II became the longest reigning monarch in UK's history.
In more local news, Reverend Watson Haynes.
Yes, sir.
Funeral services will start today.
Yep.
With the wake at
Bethel Metropolitan Church, and that's tonight at 6 p.m. The address is 3455 26th Avenue South.
3455
26th Avenue South. Yeah, y'all know where Bethel Metropolitan is, right there behind what the Amscott now. Is that what that is over there? Off of 26.
Yeah.
And the homegoing service will be tomorrow, September 10th at 11 a.m. at the First Baptist Church of St. Petersburg. And since Reverend Haynes was such a huge proponent of education, his family would like to ensure that the contribution of his advocacy for youth, and they want to continue that work. And so they've announced the Reverend Watson L. Haynes II Scholarship Fund to assist students with furthering their education. So instead of sending flowers, the family is requesting that you donate to the scholarship fund. And you can do that by going to give.classy.org/Reverend Haynes Scholarship.
I would, for those who don't know who Reverend Watson Haynes was, before his passing, he was the executive director of
CEO,
of the Urban League here in Pinellas County. A lot of people may know what the Urban League do. They help people with light bills and all kinds of other resources for the children. So a very important role,
right?
That he played, from the gas plant district. He talk about that a lot.
Yep, his history growing up in the area,
like born and raised here in the.
Oh yeah, he's St. Pete for real.
Yeah, about 2-3 generations or something like that.
Like so St. Pete, yeah. Grew up in the gas plant district and really just had a life of service,
really
that and touched a lot of lives, did a lot of work over the years, and so definitely we will be missed.
Yeah, and definitely touched my life as Urban League Young Professional President. Kind of watching him from a distance, watching him make his moves, and he always had an open arm. Like for the YPs,
right?
A special place in his heart for the young professionals, because like he say, children is his thing. Because they got the YPs, and then they have the new lights for the children that's 18 and under,
right?
So when you get to be 18, 19, you can become an Urban League young professional, and at that time you can stay until you're 45.
Yeah.
I
just aged out of the young professionals.
Can join the guild, because like I've been so since I'm president, my presidency is called Success Without Succession is Failure in Disguise.
Okay,
so our plan is our plan is to move on and move up. I want to join the guild. Maybe follow in Watson Haynes' footsteps. You never know.
Yeah, you never know. But he definitely, as our Pastor Andy Oliver said here in the chat, the Rev was a pillar of justice, absolutely. And again, he will absolutely be missed. Again, when we talk about this day in history. Attica uprising. When we talked about this last year during the uprising, but the Attica prison uprising began on this day as well. Prisoners seized control of the maximum security prison in Attica Corrections near Buffalo. It began on September 9th, 1971. Later that day, the state police retook the prison, but about 1,300 prisoners occupied the exercise field called the D Yard, and they held 39 prison guards and employees hostage for 4 days. They ended up breaking the state broke the protest by basically just opening fire on everybody in the yard.
Yeah,
and they killed a lot of people. A lot of the guards were killed, but they were all killed by gunshot wounds from the guards.
They just start opening fire.
They just start opening fire.
The thing we can learn from them: stop playing with people.
Yeah.
And so the thing was, Attica, they was playing with them people. So a lot of people don't know about the story that happened.
Yeah.
The guards, they were really like bullying the inmates.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It was hands on, really trying to like muscle them boys. So that's what kind of led to the uprising.
Right. Yeah, and they were and it's interesting when you talk about what they were asking for. Some of their demands, a lot of their demands was for basic human
what it was
treatment.
They wasn't being treated like humans. It's like some of the stuff they was asking for is standard operating procedures right now in prison.
Right, like toilet paper.
You don't hear me?
Yeah.
I just said some of the stuff that they were asking for is just standard operating procedures, just treating people like humans.
Right.
And that's why they stood up.
Yeah, absolutely. And I was reading when I was reading this article about the uprising, they was talking about Nixon's role in it and how he really wanted to see it squashed and them to be extreme with it to make an example, because they didn't want other prisons to start basically uprising. Yeah,
especially when we're building the prison industrial complex at that time in America. If you look at the timeline,
right.
And so That was it was they tried to make a statement.
Right, you need headphones on so you can hear what we hear. Yeah, but yeah. So
once they used to like me smacking, stop smacking me. I ain't even understand. That ain't how everybody smack.
That ain't how everybody do it. But yeah, so that was on this day. It started on this day in 1971, and it led to a lot of reforms in the prison culture.
And that's why I'm glad you said that about the Attica uprising,
right?
Because like they kind of helped forge the basic ground rules of, you know what I'm saying, what we know as the prison industrial complex right now.
Oh yeah,
because they kind of took them boys' list and operated from it, even though they tried to smoke them all.
Yeah, they did. They tried to kill them all.
They tried to smoke them all. They
said it was the worst prison riot in U.S. history.
Mm-hmm.
A total of 43 people were killed, including the 39 killed in the raid. There was a guard and 3 inmates that were killed by other prisoners early in the riot. In the week after its conclusion, police engaged in brutal reprisals against prisoners, forcing them to run a gauntlet of nightsticks and crawl across broken glass, among other tortures. The many injured inmates received substandard medical treatment, if any. And then in 1974, lawyers representing the inmates filed a $2.8 billion class action lawsuit against the prison. It took 18 years before the suit came to trial and 5 more years to reach damages. Delays were placed at the fault of the lower court judge who opposed the case from the beginning. And then in January 2000, New York State and former and current inmates settled for $8 million, which was divided unevenly among about 500 inmates.
And I ain't gonna talk about that part of it.
Okay.
But what I'm gonna talk about is, the point of, advocacy.
Right.
Standing up for yourself. Because just like they said, so y'all know, like the 13th, 14th Amendment was about slavery. We freed the slaves and then made prisoners slaves.
Right.
And so what those boys effectively did was stood up for themselves as humans and not to be treated as subhumans.
Yeah, that's
you know
right.
what I'm saying? So I done been to prison. I'm a returning citizen.
Yes, sir.
The stuff they did in Attica made my prison ride a little lighter.
Right.
The bag I carried up the road was a little lighter because of what the Attica boys did.
Right.
Because they laid down, and it's still tough up there. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
They still trying to be whoever they trying to be, but they drew a line in the sand.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I appreciate the Attica boys, man.
Real deal. And that was this day in history. So we're talking about time and all that stuff. September is Suicide Prevention Month. And so with Suicide Prevention Awareness Month is in September, it's important for us to take a moment to remember that there is help available. According to the CDC, suicide rates were up 30% in 2020 from 2000.
Yeah. And
over 12 million adults seriously thought about suicide, showcasing and concerning the trend about the future of mental health in America. And of course, when America get a cold, Black people get pneumonia.
Yes, I was just gonna say that.
And so, go ahead.
The suicide rates in the Black community are crazy.
Right.
And Black men, Black women. 600 Breezy, he's a rapper out of Chicago.
Okay.
His girlfriend just committed suicide.
I've been seeing that.
You know what I'm saying? And then I read the letter. He put the letter online.
Her suicide letter?
Yeah.
Okay.
I read it. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
It's crazy. You know what I'm saying? And then so you got to get some help. You got to talk to some people. You got to unload that heavy load.
Right.
You don't have to carry it around. You just got to find good people to talk to.
Yeah.
We just talked about this in our Black Male
mental
health conference call. We just had a call talking to brothers about the mental health. And I ain't never talked. I told you I ain't never heard of nothing like that.
Right.
But it was a great conversation because you have to unpack that stuff, man.
Right.
Don't just carry it around, being strong, because that's what we got to do.
Yeah.
But at the same time, we can be vulnerable and let some of that pressure off.
Yeah, we need to talk. Like,
we let some of that pressure off.
We need to talk. You need to have somebody that you can, talk
vibe with. Yeah.
You can vibe with somebody that you can, really talk through some of the challenges that you having. And the thoughts that you having, about checking out, man. You talk about your thoughts, man, especially if you're thinking about checking out. You know what I mean? And not being around
Talk to a professional, talk to a loved one, a trusted loved one. And like you said, sometimes that is difficult. So we don't want to make it like it's easy, peasy all the time.
Yeah.
Because sometimes it is difficult. But you have to endure it, just to get over that hump.
Right.
To get over to get over whatever you need to get over, you might have to do a search for some good people to talk to, or you might even have to pay a professional.
Yeah, that's right.
If that's in your options,
right?
Because suicide is creeping up on our community, and we have to start talking about it. In the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club, Karen Festival Radio, we all about community. See that we all about community, and we must put a focus on prevention of suicides in our community.
Absolutely. And I thought I had the number here, but I don't. But we can post it because there is like a national suicide number. And if somebody else is online or you watching on the chat, if you'd have the suicide prevention hotline,
the national hotline, I know it, but I don't want to see it. It might be wrong.
And then Shayna said everyone doesn't feel like they can really confide in people without being judged. And that's a real thing. Like, I mean, it's a real thing. And people don't feel like they can talk to people without being judged.
And then your thoughts are valid. So that's the part about, when you entering into like the mental health and the trauma space, your thoughts and how you feel are valid. If you feel you ain't got nobody to trust, that's valid.
Yeah.
You might have to go see a professional.
Right.
Go to the well, go holler at LaDonna Butler and the team.
Absolutely.
Maybe call Dr. Brittany Peters. You gotta kind of make yourself a little more vulnerable also.
Right.
Because you'll come a time when you're hurting, but you have your defense shield up.
Right.
And that defense shield sometimes hurts you.
Right.
So you got to kind of be a little vulnerable, look for the help that you need. And like I say, go see a professional. If you can't trust nobody and you feel that way, we respect your feelings.
Absolutely.
And you know what? Let's go talk to a professional. Let's set up an appointment to talk to somebody, because I can't talk to nobody around me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I like what you just said, and it's rooted in a personal experience when you said we respect your feelings.
Yeah.
Because I remember like years ago, I had suicidal ideations.
I know you told me that.
And I thought about it, right? And then here's the thing, though, when after the incident, I was in a circle and I talked, I basically shared it with some brothers that I once considered suicide, and man, they clown me, man.
Yeah,
they clown me for real.
Because really, that wasn't the time, or the place to be vulnerable.
Yeah,
because testosterone.
No, I thought it was.
Yeah.
Because the way we was vibing and the way we was kicking it, like you don't just pull up on somebody and say, "Hey man, I thought about killing myself." So it was in the space where I felt comfortable thinking, "Okay, well I can say this," you know what I mean, and not be judged. And it was like, "Oh, sure, what? Black people don't think about man." And I'm talking about it was just like crazy. And I was like, "Okay, well, all right, well I ain't gonna tell nobody else my story."
And see, that's why it's so important, to trusting you believe that this ain't the time to talk about it.
Yeah.
Go ahead, respect those feelings and don't talk about it.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, if you have to go see a professional, say you talk to somebody and then they go tell somebody and then it messed up, that's good. They identified themselves. Don't talk to them no more. Go get you a professional.
That ain't the one.
Identify them. They already telling the business. Go ahead and what I'm saying, slide them to the left.
That's true.
And go get some professional help. And see, that's something we don't talk about in the community.
Right.
And I'm glad. Shout out to Sabash, Crime Survivors, Carla Bristol, Madonna, everybody.
Dr. Brittany, there's a lot of people working in that space.
The Crime Survivors taught me.
Yeah.
You feel me? So I'm just attending the meetings. We was a part of bringing it here.
Right.
So I would continue attending meetings.
Right.
And learning about trauma and survival, not knowing that I'm a victim.
Right.
I'm thinking I'm victimizing. You know what I'm saying? I'm not understanding what that did to me.
The impact
it did to me.
Right.
And talking to those professionals, you know what I'm saying? That's why the Crime Survivors for Justice,
for safety and justice,
that's a great group, because not only they were putting that education out there and teaching people how to deal with, like, wait a minute, hold on.
Yeah.
You are traumatized, whether you were the victim or the victimer.
Yeah, the victimizer. Yeah, I got you. We know how you
know what I mean? I
do.
Whether you was the person doing it or you the person that got done to, that trauma is a double-edged sword and it cuts us all.
Real talk. And so, Shayna, thank you for putting the number in there. It's 1-800-273-TALK. 1-800-273-TALK. And then there's a suicide chat It says 988.
Yep, 988.
Oh, yeah,
it's the national hotline.
Yeah, they actually just came up with a national hotline. Yeah,
it's 988. You call, you can talk to somebody.
911.
Yep,
okay.
And it's great because when they came out with this, because 911 get hit with a lot of the suicide calls,
right?
And they sometimes ain't equipped to deal with that. So 988 came out. It's the national. You call this all over America,
right?
If you have suicidal problems,
right?
You know what I'm saying? And then there's somebody that can get you in touch with somebody who can help you. Because like I say, the worst thing you can do is like don't get no help, don't talk to nobody about what you're going through.
Real talk, man. And so we put the resources in there. We want to let you know that we respect it. We respect you. We love you. And know that if you thinking about it, you got people that love you. And you thinking about yourself probably, but think about the impact of you not being here will have on your loved ones, and just really give it some reconsideration.
And I want to say you are not alone.
Yeah.
Those thoughts you are having are not just yours. Other people have had those thoughts about different situations. Everybody's situation is unique to them.
Right.
But those thoughts are thoughts that a lot of people have had, and don't worry about it. Just get through it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's right. All right, so look, y'all, we got to take a break, and then when we come back after the break, we're going to talk about the mayor's staff resigning and the reorganization of the city, because they're reorganizing.
So
the
it ain't going to be no deputy mayor no more?
Yep, it won't be a deputy mayor anymore. We're going to talk about the Memphis shooting rampage that was partially live streamed. I think Mr. Edmonds said he saw some of that. And we're going to continue the conversation, y'all. So y'all stick around for it. We'll be right back after this break. Our radio listeners, you're going to hear Democracy Now! Headline news. And for those of you who are watching on Facebook, we have a public service announcement that we want you to watch, because we're still in the hurricane season. And so we'll put the PSA on, and we'll be right back around 7 minutes after the hour. You listen?
Hey, St. Pete, and welcome to the definitive guide for how to be the best resident you can be. A little tip from our Good Neighbor Guide. On this special edition, we will also help you be the most prepared resident you can be. Welcome to our special edition Good Neighbor Guide, coming to you from the City of St. Pete's production studio to talk about something super serious, hurricane season. Here's one thing we can't control: where and when a tropical system will make landfall. But here's what we can control: being prepared. So let's talk about what you should be ready for before, during, and after a tropical system. Let's start at the beginning. What to do before the storm. Can we roll that before the storm animation? Love that. Right now, even before a storm is approaching, you should sign up for Alert St. Pete. If you haven't heard about it, it's pretty amazing. Also, it's free. You can receive notifications including mandatory evacuations, hurricane information, flooding, and other local emergencies. When it comes to a storm, you've got to have a plan. Prepare your home to weather the storm, know your evacuation zone, and make sure you have an evacuation plan. Stay with family or friends in a non-evacuation zone, in a hotel in a non-evacuation zone, or in one of Pinellas County's public shelters. A disaster supply kit is highly recommended. To learn more about what to include in your supply kit, let's toss it out to our field reporter, Ava.
Thanks, Bianca. When you're in a hurricane's path, a disaster supply kit can make a huge difference. So let's talk a little bit about what items you should consider including in your supply kit.
Wait, Ava, what's happening there? Where are you?
What do you mean?
Well, it's clearly sunny where you are, but it also looks windy and rainy. How is that possible?
Guys, take five. Sorry about that, Bianca. Let's get back to the disaster supply kit. In the event you have to evacuate, a prepared supply kit can make a huge difference. Experts say basic. Emergency supply kit can include the following items. You should have enough water and food packed to last you at least 7 days. Additional suggested items include a battery-powered or hand-cranked radio, flashlight, first aid kit, extra batteries, and chargers for all your electronics. Cash if possible, and any important documents you may need, and some items to help pass the time. Prescription medications, glasses, infant formula, and diapers, any pet food, and extra water are also good things to consider. Being prepared will keep you one step ahead of the game. Back to you, Bianca.
Good tips to be ready before the storm arrives. Thanks, Ava. Now let's talk about what to do during the storm. You'll hear a lot of talk about tropical storm and hurricane watches and warnings. Being familiar with the difference is important. A watch means the potential exists for severe weather and you should stay informed. Remain ready to move quickly as conditions can change rapidly. But a warning means that severe and disruptive weather is imminent and you should take action immediately. Safety is critical during a storm. Do not walk, swim, or drive through flood waters. If you did not evacuate in time, stay away from windows and take shelter in a small interior room until the storm passes. After the storm, if you did evacuate, do not return home until officials give the all clear. Damage, road closures, and power outages are all possibilities after a storm. So check news reports over the
retaking ground seized by Russia. On Thursday, President Volodymyr Zelensky said Ukrainian forces had liberated more than 1,000 square kilometers of territory.
It was the best of times, it was the worst of times. It was the age of wisdom, it was the age of foolishness. Oh, hi, I didn't see you there. Just brushing up on some of my favorite literary classics. Even if a page turner like this isn't up your alley, did you know our libraries offer so much more than classic books? There's also things like passes to local museums. You can download ebooks onto your Kindle device. And super cool things like a teen gaming program. Visit your local library and see all it has to offer.
Britain's new king, taking the name of King Charles III. The Queen's death prompted tributes from British allies across the globe, including President Biden, while former British colonies have used the occasion to call on the UK.
All right. Welcome back to the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club. I'm your brother John. And Mr. Edmund is around, but we're going to get this thing started. This program is being brought to you as part of the New Image Project of the Community Development and Training Center, a.k.a. CDAT. And we would like to thank y'all for tuning in to help us to redefine what's cool. We want to, again, ask that you continue to support the WUJM family, 99 Jams family. This is a publicly owned community radio station, community asset. And we'd like to encourage you all to support that asset by donating. You can actually go to 99jamstheberg.com and click on the donate button and show your love and give a donation. So when Mr. Edmund gets back, we're going to talk about the mayor's staff resignation. We're also going to talk about the Memphis shooting rampage that police say was partially live streamed. I think some of that was actually done live. And so we want to talk about that a little bit as well. But if you missed the earlier part of the program, you can actually catch the replay by going to facebook.com/Tampa Bay Breakfast Club. And then again, if there's other ways that you like to listen, you really want to have that 99 Jams full experience, you go to 99jamstheberg.com and you can listen live there. because y'all know on Facebook, like they don't let us play music, and so we can't do that. But if you want to get the music and hear exactly what they're hearing on the radio, you can go to 99jamstheberg.com, and you'll be able to hear that as well. And we want to, again, encourage you to donate, advertise your business, and sponsor a show. If you're doing a community event, you can reach out to us and have a radio station come out and broadcast live from your event. And so, again, reach out to 99 Jams the Bird for all your community radio communications needs. Also wanted to talk about the different ways that there are available for people to get involved and engaged in community work before we get into the meat of these other topics, y'all. But I think it's important for us to know, just some of these things that are happening in the community and opportunities for us to get engaged and for us to really improve and participate. One of those things that are happening, and we've actually benefited a lot from these community trainings. We've attended, lots of trainings, got some skills. And so when you see us out here, it's not like we just out here trying to figure stuff out. Like we've actually, done some training.
Yes.
And, we've led trainings, participated in trainings, done candidate trainings, organizer trainings. And we want to let y'all know that those things are available. There's one actually coming up. It's a storytelling and narrative as advocacy tools training that is being put on by the Black Health Equity Alliance. And that's on September 26th from at 11 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. And then a little closer, there's a neighborhood conversation. And the neighborhood conversation is happening on Tuesday, September 13th. It's going to be at the Enoch Davis Center. And the conversation is being brought to you by the Florida Council of Churches, USF St. Pete, and the Connection Partners. And what the idea of this neighborhood conversation is really just to get back to, the basics. We did the campaign, putting neighbor back in the hood. And a lot of times those things start with, just conversations, man. And so it's a neighborhood conversation. It's going to be facilitated with the goal of deepening relationships across community and also building vibrancy, connection, and trust. And so that'll be September 13th at the Enoch Davis Center at 6:30 p.m. Also, St. Pete budget hearings. Mr. Edmund, you all right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so St. Pete budget hearings will be happening as well. I think it was a press conference yesterday, as a matter of fact.
Yes, it was a press conference outside City Hall.
Yeah, what was that about?
Tenants union. People still applying pressure about rent, man.
Yeah.
People can't afford their rent. People getting evicted. So the community is asking, to look at it different, to come at it at a different angle.
Right.
I know we're gonna talk about the staff shakeup at the city.
Yeah.
So what people saying, man, we gotta walk and chew bubblegum.
Right.
We can't just say, we can't do 2, 3, 4, 5 things at once while we doing it. So we gotta be on all fronts.
Gotcha. And then the last thing that I'll announce in this section, or this segment before we get into the conversation, is redistricting. So redistricting.
What is redistricting?
It's happening right now.
What is it?
I'm going to tell you. Thank you. I'm glad you asked. I guess I should say that. I'm glad you asked. Redistricting is the process by which differences in population of council districts are balanced out by adjusting the boundaries.
Yep.
And this furthers the provisions of the Voting Rights Act, of the principle of one person, one vote. And it's actually in the city charter. So basically, in order to balance, when you get the census data, it shows you where people are and where the population concentrations are. And so the redistricting is just to try and really balance out the population to make sure that the voting across districts is equal.
Okay.
And it says council districts are required to be as nearly equal in population as practical and possible. And so there's some public hearings that you can attend where they're going to be talking about redistricting. The first public hearing is on September 12th. They're actually both on the same day, but they're at different times. And so the first public hearing on redistricting will be September 12th at 9 a.m. at City Hall. And then the second hearing will be in the afternoon or the early evening on September 12th at 5 p.m. And if you want to,
both of them at the same day.
The same day, but just different times. One in the morning, one in the evening. But September 12th is the day for you to come in and you can give your input about what's happening with the redistricting. The If you want to know more about the goals of redistricting and the upcoming public input opportunities, you really need them headphones on. stpete.org/redistricting is where you can go to find out more about that.
But John say stop sniffling in the microphone.
I know I said you need on headphones so you can hear you can hear what I hear. You said that.
Okay. Inference. What they call it? Inference. When you infer something?
It's a little bit. Yeah.
Inference.
Trying to say it without saying it.
Okay. Don't allow me to infer.
Yeah,
that's what it is.
Boy, you talk. Live radio at its best, y'all. All right, so tell me about this Memphis shooting rampage, man. I saw that it said it was partially live streamed and it left 4 people dead and 3 wounded, and the suspect is in custody. What's going on with that?
From my first, look at what was going on and seeing some of the videos, I feel brother was having a mental breakdown.
Yeah.
Because his erratic behavior, the stuff he was saying. I done seen this stuff before. I've told somebody.
Yeah.
I've seen people act like that before.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? But they ain't jump out the car and shoot somebody. But I've seen them kind of talking like that, moving like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then, because when I first watched the video.
So the video that you saw was of him himself?
He was in the car.
Okay.
I'm going to describe the video.
Okay, thank you.
He was riding in the car. He was acting erratic, talking erratic, saying different stuff. He pulled up to wherever the location was, jumped out the car, ran into the building and shot the first person he saw.
Wow.
I'm talking about like you would not believe.
Straight up random. Yeah.
Just, he's talking crazy. Jump out the car. Woo, you get out the car, swing the door open and go in there and shot the first person he saw. It looked like a stove because the person had a bag or something. Right. It was like fast. It's happening fast.
Yeah.
And I don't like watching stuff like that, but
yeah,
I think it had to be seen because we got to realize mental health distress when we see it.
Right.
And we got to see it and not allow it to get this far.
Right.
Because if that's your brother, your cousin, we got to try to get that boy some help because he done killed 4 people. Dang. And hurt 3. You know what I'm saying? And really traumatized America.
Oh yeah. And it kind of gives them Washington D.C. shooter vibes, but it's different. Like they know who he is and what he was doing.
This was like something totally different.
Okay.
I don't think we kind of seen this before.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because DC snipers, all this was like kind of premeditated, calculated.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Well thought of. You know what I'm saying? Lil homie was just on live, jumping out the car, shooting people. That is mental health. We got, like I said, we got to recognize it, and then we got to recognize it before it gets to this here. Somebody seen him before he took off.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? He probably had a conversation with somebody that made him take off.
Yeah, that got him in that mode.
But
I
don't know, and I ain't trying to act like I know. But what I'm saying is, we have to identify this stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because sometimes we gonna be the ones that save ourselves, y'all.
Right. And they were saying that the first shooting was reported like at around almost 1 o'clock in the morning. Officers found a male victim in the driveway. He was pronounced dead at the scene. They said 3 witnesses at the scene was a friend of the victim and the suspected shooter.
Okay. So that started the rampage.
They identified him in a photographic lineup according to the affidavit. The victim was identified who was with 4 other friends when the suspect pulled him aside. And when he pulled him aside, he just shot him in the head. So you're right. It was like random stuff. Another one at 4:38 p.m. Officers responded to a shooting at another block where they found a man in his vehicle with multiple gunshot wounds. He was pronounced dead at the scene. Video surveillance from a nearby business captured the gunman pulling up to the next victim in a gray sedan and firing multiple shots before driving away. Minutes later, officers responded to a shooting at Norris Road where a woman had a gunshot wound to the leg. More than an hour after that, they arrived at the scene of another shooting at the store. It's probably where you saw. They said this is where he was. Ezekiel Kelly was on Facebook Live when he opened up inside the store. So he hadn't did like other shootings before he did the live. And they basically have a timeline of the shootings, but it's saying that after the live video, I think that's when they got like kind of hip to where he was and knew, how to track him down.
Yeah, because they got that IP address. No, I don't know.
Well, no, they said they Meta's Facebook parent company said it was working closely with law enforcement on the case.
IP address, they pop what trial he had. But listen, my whole thing is just get some help. We talking about this thing. One of the themes of the show today.
Yeah.
Get some help. Talk to somebody, man. If you see somebody in distress, man, try to do your best to help get them people some help. Because, like I say, like whatever trigger this boy to go off, I don't know if it was drugs, mental health, stress, whatever it was, we have to watch out for each other. If we can stop something like this, you know what I'm saying? If one of them 4 friends could like, bro, you good? What's up, bro? You all right? And like took it to another level, who knows, man? But you just gotta, we can't be out here like we are on our own.
Yeah, that's true.
We got some help, reach out for the help. Because mental health is crazy right now, man.
Yeah, it's and the resources for it.
I don't like to use the word crazy because that's what they say. When you mental health, they say you're crazy.
Yeah.
Nah.
But it's absolutely a problem.
It's a big problem,
and it's being addressed. That's the other part about it. So not just acknowledging that it's a problem, but there's resources and there's help available to address the problem. And that's what the New Image Project. That's what CDAD is all about. Is not just highlighting the problem, but also being able to show you where the resources are that can actually help you to address those problems. All right, so you ready to talk about the mayor's staff resignation and reorganization of the city? And so I'm going to start with the with this article. And it was actually in the Weekly Challenger, and it was basically talking about the mayor's response. And so I'll just start for those who don't know. Mayor Ken Welch addressed the resignations of 2 key staff members in a press conference yesterday that he had at the St. Petersburg Police Department headquarters. Communications Director Janelle Irwin Taylor resigned on September 1st, citing a culture of bullying by the mayor's chief deputy. On September 2nd, Deputy Mayor and Chief of Policy Stephanie Owens announced her resignation what was at the beginning of the investigation. Mayor Welch said that he was disappointed in the nature of their departures and the allegations made by Taylor in her resignation letter. But the buck stops with me. I'm responsible for this organization from the top of the org chart to the bottom. The mayor defended his administration, saying he did not believe there was a pervasive hostile work environment. But as mayor, I need to make decisions on facts and data, not solely on my beliefs. So I'm taking steps to make sure that we acquire feedback from our employees in the current workplace environment so that our employees feel more empowered to report any inappropriate behavior. I want to lift this up and then we can pause for a second. Welch said Taylor had not filed any complaints, nor was he informed of a problem until the day before her letter of resignation was received. It was a discussion with Mrs. Taylor in the context of proposed changes in our communication organization that she alleged hostile workplace environment related to her immediate supervisor. So they was like talking about something else.
I mean, so I'm all over the place with this, so we might have to take a little time so I can.
Yeah, we are. That's why I said we was gonna pause because it's more to it.
All this. So the first thing I want to say, hostile work environment of any kind is unacceptable.
Right.
People got to make a living and no one should make it hard. And then I also want to say, some people feel you're making their job hard when you make them do their job.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm gonna be 1,000 with it. Right. Oftentimes, like in our community, community go through stuff, people going through things, whatever. And somebody walks in and want to hold you accountable. Somebody walk in and say, we don't all did this before. Everything being laxed and we good at the job. And then this new boss come in. I can just only imagine me saying, I feel like my boss bullying me. And then people start retiring. Listen, man, I'm just going to be me all the time, man. I can only imagine me going to my supervisor and saying, hey, man, the first conversation too at that. Right. Hey man, I feel like they've been bullying me, and people just go to resigning and no.
Yeah.
No. People go getting the restructure. They restructuring the whole city behind a person's allegations.
So I don't think it's just behind the allegations. I think this is what Welch said. He said it's important to respect Taylor's allegation. even without an official complaint.
See what I'm saying?
Hold on. So she made the allegation, but never had an official complaint.
That's the height of white privilege.
Yeah.
So me, I gotta make a complaint. Get what I'm saying? I'm gonna keep it 1,000 right now. I'm gonna get funky. I have to make a complaint. I have to keep everything on file, Brother John. You know how I go.
Yeah.
I gotta keep a record. You know what I'm saying, of all the communications to prove what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But now a person can just walk up and say it, and boom, the ball get rolling. Get the hell out of here, man.
Yeah.
Come on, man. People have to be mad at me, boy.
We got a caller on the
evidence.
line. Caller, are you there?
Hey, I'm here. This Chef Mel from 3 Generation. I just want to give a shout out to y'all.
Hey, Chef Mel.
Man, what's up? I need some lamb chops.
Talk to me, Mel. What's going on? What's on your mind?
Mel, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
We couldn't hear you. What's on your mind?
Okay, ain't nothing on my mind, man. I see y'all doing y'all thing this morning. Just want to give a shout out. And I definitely agree with what he's saying over there. Sometimes, you know, when you're in a workplace, a lot of people, they exercise their position a little high, and sometimes you get comfortable, especially in our community, and it can go left. You never know what these women be thinking out here, man. So be careful, keep your hands in your pocket, but y'all have a good day.
Appreciate you, Mel. Thanks for calling me. Keep your hands in your pocket.
Hey, that's my new slang. I'm gonna use that to work that into a conversation. Keep your hands in your pocket. No, but really, bro, it's like you got to think about like what's going on. You know what I mean? And now we getting this big restructuring. And
no, I want to back up because something that you said, and you talked about the height of white privilege. And so when you said, so for example, he said they're respecting the allegation, even though there hasn't been an official complaint. So give me your hot take on that again, because you're saying are you saying that's different from what your experience is?
I'm going to give it to you blood raw. There's allegations of other things in the city departments. Yeah. Black people have made allegations in the city of St. Pete about hiring practices, promotion practices, and there's been no restructuring of that.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? And it's a decades long practice of some young person coming in, getting a raise over a black person who's been there 30 years.
Yeah. And
those allegations ain't getting straight in without no formal complaint.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. That's that BS.
Yeah. So yeah, when you it's
that's
systemic.
That BS.
So, yeah. Okay. I see what you.
Get out of here and then like, well, okay. You need to form an official complaint and prove what you're talking about.
Yeah.
And put it on the wood, and then once it's on the wood, we'll straighten it out and we'll correct what needs to be corrected. But you just don't get no action without making formal complaints.
Yeah, saying I'm finna quit, and it's the reason why I'm quitting.
Come on.
And the first time,
I wish I could have that power.
And the first time that the boss hear about your issue is the day that you quit.
I wish I could have that power. I wish I could shake the world up like that, because I would.
Yeah,
I would. I'll start handing out what do you call it, resignation letters and changing the way things done. But it doesn't happen like that for black people.
Yeah.
So this is a demonstration of white privilege in front of us.
Ooh.
If you want to study systematic racism, unfold and unpack this situation and see how a white person can make an allegation, a non-formal allegation, and shake up the whole city structure.
Because it says this is what the mayor said. It was the discussion was during. He said it was the resignation came during a discussion with Mrs. Taylor about proposed changes in our communication organization.
Hey, listen, hold on. And see, I got a license to keep about this though. Listen, we was having conversations about you doing your job better.
Yeah.
And then then a resignation letter come. My boss wouldn't listen to me at that point.
Yeah.
Know why? Because like, hold on, we're holding you accountable and talking to you about changing the way we've done things for 30, 40, 50 years and being better about doing things. And now we get an uncomfortable conversation.
We get a complaint about
not even a complaint, because they say there ain't no official complaint.
There's no complaint.
We retire.
No, you finna quit.
Resign.
No,
we resign, and in my resignation letter, I point to a powerful black person.
Yeah. A black woman.
I'm just gonna say a white person retire and point at a black person. The reason I'm leaving.
Yeah.
And now dominoes fall through the whole city, and the city will never be the same again.
Y'all better smell it.
The city will never be the same
again.
Y'all
better smell it. Do y'all smell what Mr. Edmond is cooking over here?
All I'm saying is the city will never be the same again.
Do you smell what Mr. Edmond is cooking, man? Because you chefing it up real nice over there. I'm just
saying.
Yeah.
All I'm doing is just laying out the facts that I have.
Yeah, and the lived experience of how those facts would have stacked up if
I say, there are other allegations inside the city of St. Pete
being made by black people.
Listen, I'm ringing the alarm right now, live on the Tim Bay Breakfast Club. So you don't say, oh well, there's no formal complaint, because people were talking. People have retired.
Yeah,
because y'all hired that young 18, 22-year-old and put him as a supervisor over somebody that had been there 30 years.
Right.
And now he has to train that little 22-year-old to do the job y'all hired him to do.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? And that's what the city of St. Pete has been doing for decades.
Yes.
And see, that's why when I seen this come up,
no reorganization, no restructuring.
That's why when I seen this come up, I was kind of like, oh, what?
Yeah.
You doing what for what?
Yeah.
Why? When? And you have like a percentage of your employment, not one person, a percentage of your whole staff is going through this, and there's nobody's talking about it. I'm talking about it's in Waterworks Department, it's in Parks and Rec. Yeah. Come on. What? Name another department.
Right.
And now
sanitation.
Now a white lady retires. And see, I don't know the lady, and I'm not shooting at her.
Yeah.
I'm just showing you this is a demonstration.
Come on, man.
Of white privilege in our face.
Right.
Right. This is a demonstration because for me personally, you bring the allegations, you got to bring the charges.
Yeah.
I'm just like, man.
You're gonna stand up and fight the whole thing.
Man, I'm gonna roll a cigar. You better bring something if you want me to move.
And so the other part of this was, in response to this, the structure of we talked about the structure.
The city will change forever.
So in Welch's administration, the deputy mayors, and probably not forever, because I gotta reel you back in. I gotta reel you back in. It's probably not gonna change forever. It's this administration because the deputy mayor position, I think
from that administration.
I think they did.
Maybe 2 deputy mayors.
Yeah, because like Goliath Davis was the first deputy mayor that I remember.
What? I thought he was like administrator.
He was like deputy. I think he was deputy mayor.
Oh, they called administrator. Oh.
I don't know, but anyway, they can go back, so it's not going to be changed forever. But let me read this. So it says, in Welch's administration, the deputy mayor's primary role was policy development, and Owens only directly supervised or managed about 9 people out of a workforce of 3,600.
And see what I'm saying? I just made the statement about a person, and the most important part is what you just said, policy.
Yeah.
See, policy and practices is what is shackling our community down to these poor regulated places, unfixed buildings. Yeah. It's policy, and that's why it was so important to have a person like that.
Yeah, that's the chief.
To have policy. A Stephanie Owens. So I'm kind of on Stephanie's side. I don't know what I'm saying, but I'm just saying. Yeah, and it's important to have people like that in those places.
Right.
And now when we eliminate those places,
thank you, Yubi.
You get what I'm saying?
Yubi said Goliath was deputy mayor.
Okay, thank you.
That's what I remember. Yeah, I don't be crazy. But this is what the mayor said. I decided that moving forward, there will not be a deputy mayor position in my administration.
Okay.
I will have a chief of staff with responsibilities for intergovernmental relations, strategic communications, and policy initiatives, reporting to me and working closely with me and the city administrator.
That sounds like a lot of work for one person, my brother.
It's the chief of staff.
I'm just listening. All I'm saying, it just feels like a lot of work for one person. It feels like it's like, we don't been working in jobs where they eliminate a position and then give me the workload. I'm just saying, I done been here before.
They don't replace the person, they spread the work around.
What they do is the person leave, and then I get a new email saying some new duties I got to do.
Right. That's what that sound like to you? That's what that sound like? That's what you got
I
from
done
that?
seen this before. I ain't never worked for the city of St. Pete. I don't work for the city of St. Pete in no way, form, or fashion.
Yeah.
But there are other allegations
as
that
an
need
employee,
to be addressed.
You work for the city.
No, listen. I know we got city people working. I know we got people from the mayor's administration working. We have other allegations that need to be addressed.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. When we address allegations, we need to bring the broom out and stop playing and use it as an opportunity, a learning experience, and an opportunity for change.
Yeah.
Because there are other situations inside of the city's house that need to be taken care of that been going on way longer than the Stephanie Owens, and Stephanie ain't been there that long.
Yeah, she just got there.
You feel me? It's stuff that's been going on there since I was in high school, my brother.
Yeah.
Unaddressed.
And so the mayor said he's planning on making more changes coming.
Ooh, more people need to resign.
There's more changes in personnel coming and the organization. Welch said Taylor never mentioned any of her concerns to him during the 8 months of her employment, even though they were in direct contact a few times a week. And there were no complaints filed with the Human Resources Department.
This is this is the problem I have, but I'm gonna move on from the problem I have, and I'm going.
No, we got it's
okay.
a lot more here.
So what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna relate this.
Look, we got time today.
Oh,
it's Freestyle Friday.
So
y'all.
I'm gonna relate this. Y'all heard about the police department that resigned because of the black mayor?
Yeah, the whole department resigned.
This is the same thing.
Okay.
Stop playing with me.
Okay. Yeah.
Stop.
She come in
Listen,
and the whole department
She
resigned.
came in, the whole department resigned, and they said the same thing. Hostile work environment, and used the same coded languages. What I'm saying is stop playing with our top. Right? Stop playing with our top. Stop playing in our face.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Because that's why you get the results sometimes you get because you're playing in people's face. Stop playing in our face.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because all I'm saying, when that town, I can't think of it, Brother John.
I can't think of the town either.
The whole police force quit when the black lady came in.
Yeah.
And they said it was a hostile work environment. And then that fits the narrative they put on black women by being hostile and mean.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? It's coded language, dog. And that's what I'm saying. Y'all gotta stop playing with our top. And then I read in the article, the lady might come, the communication papers might come back. No, stay where you at. Stay where you at.
No, that's right.
You ain't filed no complaint. You should have left.
Yeah.
Now you want to come back. Now you're looking to options of coming back.
Also in this statement, no, I hear you, man, loud and clear.
Don't come back.
I hear you loud and clear.
Go ahead and communicate somewhere else, baby.
And so again, when he mentioned that she didn't have a complaint, there were no formal complaints in 8 months, even though they were directly in contact with each other, it never came up. The mayor said, "I see this as an opportunity to improve our employees' awareness and processes." Welch said, "I have asked HR to develop an enhanced plan to inform every employee of what to do if they encounter workplace bullying or unprofessional conduct." So the allegation causing the whole change.
It caused change. And so on two hands, like as a mayor, as a responsive government, and that's right.
Yeah.
Respond. But what I'm saying is there are more things that needs to be responded to. So let's not stop at the allegation that wasn't reported. Yeah. Right. Let's not just make systems change, for that one off, because there's some allegations that has been reported.
And it's been consistently reported.
And y'all ain't doing nothing about it.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. So just in the tone of what he was just saying, take this opportunity.
Right.
To do systems change. And don't let HR just get away with looking at, the communications director's gripe. Because there's serious situations inside the city hall government. The 3,600 employees is a lot of people unhappy, and it's black people.
Yeah,
it's systematic things that's been going on to black people inside of there that has been reported, and nobody's done nothing about it.
So I want to take these couple comments from the chat, and they said that the police force that you're talking about, that was Kenly, North Carolina.
Okay, thank y'all.
Was the location, man. I appreciate y'all who tuning in. Like this is an engaging conversation, and so I appreciate everybody for your comments. Add more comments. Help us with this dialogue, and you can join the conversation as well. King Jab said they are trying to set a precedent. It's going to be like case law. This is the bar right here, though. He said white women claiming hostile work environments because it's a black work environment.
Listen, bro. Listen.
Ooh.
We have to be careful for coded language, right? Because they developing this stuff as they go along. Is new phases and new ways to attack, because you haven't had a full black administration before.
Yeah.
You haven't had a black mayor, a black deputy mayor, a black leader.
Black city administrator. Yeah.
People are really cringing.
And you got black men.
Listen, people are cringing.
Yeah.
Right? People are cringing, throwing up in their mouth. They are really losing it because of these changes.
Wow.
And so as we walk through these changes, we have to be observant enough, like, hold on, some of these complaints ain't real complaints. And since we using complaints to start saying, we have some more things we can look at.
Yeah, we got other complaints.
We got some systematic things. And since we did this for the communications director, look what we finna do for our Word of Works department.
Right.
Watch what we finna do for
the Parks and Rec department.
Parks and Rec. Watch what we finna do. Because we did this for communications.
Right.
With a non-official complaint.
Yeah.
Nobody wrote nothing down. HR's finna change policy and practices
based upon a
non-documented situation.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? This is a resignment. People resign every day. They call it brain drain. A lot of people finna resign now.
They resign, and they put the reason why they resign in their letters.
But
it don't lead to
investigations. It don't make the news.
It don't lead to investigations. It don't lead to restructuring of the organizations.
Listen,
Boy, that's why I hang out with you, man. Think different. Man. There is no box, and
there
so
is no box.
And so, Welch, again, we just going through it. There's some other stuff in here, y'all. We got time today, and so Welch said if a high-ranking employee didn't have faith in the current process and an understanding of their options, then perhaps other employees don't either.
See, Brother John. See, I've been standing on this podium since you started.
Yes, sir.
Right? I've been standing on this. What we call it?
This platform or the rostrum way? I don't know what you on, but you on one. Go ahead, you on it.
Listen,
soapbox.
Know what I'm saying? Soapbox moment.
Yeah. You call soapbox.
I've been standing on this soapbox because there's issues that have not been addressed in the city St. Pete departments. Message. Yeah. City of St. Pete. This is a message.
Let me give you that camera again.
Message. This is a message. There are more people and more departments hurting.
Right.
There are more things that have been officially reported.
Right.
There are things that have been officially reported and they have not been addressed.
Yeah.
And they've been reported for years.
Yeah.
I never worked with the city of St. Pete. I've never had a job there. And I know the business.
Right.
Get back.
Right.
I know the business. And people got receipts. Hold on. And people got receipts.
No, it's because we know the people.
But hold on.
Right.
And people got receipts. So now I ain't just talking about somebody who's saying I'm finna leave and I ain't got no receipts and it just this is how you made me feel.
Right.
People got receipts.
Yeah.
People got receipts. I've seen the receipts.
So you've actually seen.
I've seen the receipts. And there's some stuff that need to be addressed. I'm glad this came up.
Yeah.
See what you do. You use circumstances and situations to help you.
Right.
You know, things that you might not like. You use them to make you better.
That's right.
Right. And that's what this is. This was a moment. There's departments. There's people crying out. Ask HR, Mr. Mayor. Ask HR. You think you ball line? Go to HR and say, hey, I seen somebody talking about something. What are they talking about? And they're gonna roll it out.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a couple folders, and they're gonna be like, oh well, we do have this.
Right.
Yep, this day is this. We have been dealing with this. If they be truthful with you.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, it's right. And so the camera that has all of us is down. So maybe I don't know if you want to check, but so it's all on you. it's all on you. No, the internet just went out for this camera. So we gonna see Mr. Edmond. Yeah.
But no, I am. Because I care.
Yeah,
I do. I care about people.
No, but that's exactly right. That's why you say you don't work for the city. You're not an employee of the city.
I work for the people.
Yeah, well, you're not an employee
by the people.
Yeah,
I work for the people.
That's it.
Not by the people, for the people.
Not by the people, for the people. Welch said again, if a high-ranking employee didn't have faith in the current process or an understanding of what their options were, then perhaps other employees don't either. He also addressed the letter from his campaign team regarding Owens's conduct as his campaign manager in 2021, because that was another one of the things that he set up.
I read that.
That letter has been pointed to by some as evidence of an improper management style by Owens during the campaign.
But it's evidence of a non-reported something?
I'm telling you.
Did they report it?
Hold on. Let me finish the statement. It is not. Welch emphatically denied. Here's what I wanted to say. I'm with the mayor. Check it out though. And then he put out, he putting out receipts, right? And it's crazy how they have us do, right?
We gotta prove. Listen, I just told you
the burden of proof ain't on the prosecution.
I just told you the white lady can make an allegation and shake up a whole department, and I can write a dissertation about my.
Yeah, the burden of proof is not on the.
We just did a systematic racism study.
Yes, sir.
And there's no policy or practice that has changed because of it.
Wow.
I repeat again, a white person can retire and in her retirement letter put me as the fault.
Yeah.
And then the whole system will change. We won't have a deputy mayor. We're gonna change how we do things with HR. And there's a whole systematic racism study that has been presented.
Yeah.
Right? By USF. It's disparity and nothing's been done.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about, man. That's crazy.
No, I hear you.
It's crazy.
So check this out. With the letter, he said, after receiving the letter on August 27th of last year, Mayor Welch said he interviewed the staff. This is about complaints about our system.
Campaign.
Yeah, campaign. Welch said he interviewed the staff, those whose names were on the letter and those who were not.
Mm-hmm.
The letter was not signed and had the names of 3 campaign staff typed in it. Check this out, though. Now, one of those 3 signatures of the people who was on there was not aware that their name was on the letter and said that there was no hostile work environment, only issues of communication, scheduling assignments, and stuff like that. So they had issues with scheduling, communication, and just deciding what type of work it's going to be. That was one of the people who was on this letter, and I'll just pause there because remember we had the chairman on last week or the week before, and he was talking about the counterintelligence program. Well, one of the parts of the counterintelligence program was they were sending letters to different organizations, fostering beefs between those organizations.
So they sent the letter with fake people names.
I don't know. I'm just saying. It's a tool. It's a tool that's been used. Letters, anonymous letters by people who didn't sign them.
Yeah.
Or you got a letter in this case with one of the people who was on the letter didn't know. Like I ain't know if my name was on that letter.
Yeah, I ain't had nothing to do with that.
And I ain't got no problem with these people. So I'm just we gotta redefine some stuff and remind people of what we're dealing with when we look at this whole picture.
And see, I don't like that the deputy mayor gone.
Yeah.
I ain't like that. And I don't like that there are other complaints and other 3,300 employees.
36, yeah.
3,600 employees that have been going through the same stuff.
Right.
Or the same type stuff. And then we ain't getting no relief. You know what I'm saying? Yep. We trying to figure out how to do it right. Because I know people now. I know people.
If you live in the city, you know somebody that works for the city.
But I know people, and I, you know what I'm saying? Word done got back. You know what I'm saying? That is some stuff that ain't, you know what I'm saying, the mayor's issue. It's stuff that's been going on before.
Yeah.
Mayor Ken Welch
before
became mayor.
Yeah.
Right? But this is the perfect time to address it, my brother.
Yeah, because he 8 months. He 8, 9 months.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Circle it on your whiteboard.
Yeah.
And it's time to address it. Kind of pull the skeletons out the closet. You know what I'm saying? And go ahead and do a top-down approach. Because you know what? This does show there is a problem in Paradise.
Right.
This does show that there is something going on, whether she's lying or whether she's telling the truth. No matter what you're talking about, at the highest level, there's problems. So that, you know what that means? Trickle down.
Yeah.
There's bigger problems.
And look, he said that in his response. He said, if you got the highest level that don't know what to do, just imagine what happens.
What job I got? Who I need to be working with? Who I ain't read this stuff. Who I need to be working with? This is off the top. I'm just coming slap off the top of my head. I'm riffing right now, and I'm talking like the mayor's prepared statement.
Yeah.
Y'all, I think I'm working at the wrong place.
Yeah, I think so too, man. We got to get you in another office.
I gotta be in another office.
So
can I be deputy mayor? When we bring the deputy mayor,
when we bring that position back,
back, what's up? Holla at your boy.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. Put it in the chat. Put a plus in the chat if you think that Mr. Edmonds should be the deputy mayor. You listen to the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club, the new 99 Jams morning show right here on WUJM 99.1 FM, and we talking about the resignation and reorganization of the city government. So
reorganization is good when you focus it on the right things. That's why I'm saying what I'm saying, y'all. Right. So I'm not just capping right now.
Yeah.
So I'm taking a reorganization opportunity, right, to not only correct what may be happening at the top, but to address what's happening downstream.
Right. Because when it happened at the top.
Oh yeah,
it's just an indication of what's really happening at the bottom. All right, caller, what's on your mind? What's your name? You're on the air.
Man, it's King Jab, and I'm Jabbar, man. You trying to take my job because I was going to put in my application for deputy mayor.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
The problem is ain't no real ones up there, bro.
Yes, sir.
Ain't no real ones up there. I said that, and it's very important what's going on. Like Jabbar said, it needs to be a thorough investigation because this is important to Black leadership,
right? And
how we lead and how we employ each other. This is very important. So I'm watching this with a very keen eye, and I want to see the receipts. Like I don't even like the fact like if you resign and you say this happened, where the receipts? Where the previous reports? I done worked in a hostile environment, bro. Y'all remember when I worked at Trade Winds, bro? I used to tell y'all how I hated it.
Yeah.
I used to tell you how I hated it, what was going on, bro. This, that, and this, that. So I know what it is, but on a daily basis, I was gathering receipts, bro.
Yeah,
I got receipts in my phone right now. Half of my
tell me to do it.
Yeah, but pictures is receipts.
But that's
black
what
burden. That's the burden of the black man.
There you go.
Or the black person.
Yeah,
we have to have receipts. We have to have timeline,
documentation.
Listen. I done been in situations where I got the screenshots, like I got the receipts.
Yes, sir.
Boy, and they just forget about the whole incident.
Right. Oh, don't worry about it.
It was like, you ever seen Men in Black when a person walk up, I walked up and showed my receipts, boom, everybody just blanked.
Yeah, they forgot that it was even an allegation.
What are we talking about? What are we talking about?
You just go back over there, you just do that.
What's
yeah.
going on?
Yeah, no, I saw that. I remember that.
You seen it in real time.
And that's exactly what happened. Like, really, like it was a whole case, a whole complaint, a whole.
I'm talking about. Listen, I was interrogated.
Yeah. I'm talking about attacked for real, and then had screenshots to defend itself. And you're right. When you showed them, it was like everything just went away.
Everybody returns back to what you do.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
I remember that.
That's
true. That's true.
It was the craziest mess in the world.
Yeah, I remember that. Good Lord. Yeah.
Well, we had a very iconic time right now in our city, man, and I'm looking at it, like I said in the chat, I want to know if it was a hostile environment just because it was a black environment.
Yeah.
And because you didn't like the fact that you was being told what to do by your black superiors.
At $200,000 a year.
Ooh.
They be pocket watching, so it's a lot go on in the workforce environment.
Hold on, but she brought 6 people with her that was getting almost 6 figures a year too.
I don't know. I don't know.
We need to look at that org chart.
It wasn't just her; it was her team. The white woman came with the team.
We got to double click, and I guess, and again, if you look at that again, following that logic and these, King Jab facts, but that's what the conversation was about when she resigned. It said it was during a discussion with Ms. Taylor in the context of proposed changes in our communications department that she alleged a hostile work environment related to her immediate supervisor. That was the context. It's like we talking about changing the way things work.
And I'm gonna go. I'm leaving. I'm gone.
Because she tripping.
It's hostile.
I ain't taking nothing away from nobody allegations.
No.
We don't know. There is no receipts. There's no formal complaint.
Yeah.
So all we have,
right,
is the information that's being presented to us right now.
Right.
And that's what we talking about.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, King Jab, you sticking around, man? You here for it? Because we got some more. We're gonna keep going.
I'll call back, man.
Okay.
Somebody else might want to call in.
Yes, sir. Thank you, brother. All right. So 727-637-2416. What you saying?
They say Deputy Mayor Goliath Davis was fired too. And I remember because I ain't even talking about that right now. I'm gonna stick to this.
So you're gonna stay focused.
We're gonna stay focused
because he was the first.
Yep, and he was a black man. He was terminated.
Yeah,
and the guy who terminated him did not get reelected. Also,
remember that.
She just walked that fine line.
Yeah,
right, and just keep that in mind.
Right,
and was not elected on the black vote.
Yeah,
right down the black vote line.
Yep.
Remember that.
So we was talking about the complaint that came in from the campaign about Deputy Mayor Owens, and one of the things that they said in the letter, again, we talked about how one of the signatures or the people whose names was on it
was false.
They named
that makes the whole letter get thrown out.
Because if you got 3 people on the letter,
y'all need to go back and get the only 2 people who want to be on there. That one person who on there shouldn't be on there. That whole letter is faulty. The news media shouldn't even be using it.
Come on, man. And then it says overall, the complaints from not being recommended for a bonus to staffing issues to not being invited into meetings and other complaints that did not rise to the level of a hostile work environment. Again,
but it is hostile when you don't come to the meeting.
What they said? Well, no, they're saying they were recommended. They were not recommended for a bonus. That don't make it hostile. If you got staffing issues, that's talking about scheduling assignments. That don't make it hostile. And then not being invited into meetings and other complaints.
But that hurt pride and ego.
Because I ain't invite you to the meeting.
Yeah, come on. Okay. What are you talking about? You done been here before.
I done been there. But I got enough meetings already. I ain't trying to but I get it. I understand. It's people, that's the thing.
And one of the most important things is this is an opportunity, to really do a top-down approach.
Yeah.
Because really, the city of St. Pete needs to do a whole equity audit.
Let's keep going. I want to because time is fleeting, and I want to finish the mayor's statements and just again we're going through what his response. Welch said he intentionally asked every person if they felt unsafe, harassed, threatened, or uncomfortable working in the campaign. All responded with no. And all members of the team, including the 2 signatories, remained with the campaign until their election duties were complete, one resigning with the campaign a few days later for the general election.
So
I'm gonna just read this and then it'll be done with what he said. Welch said, "It's his responsibility to always review his actions and work daily to be a better leader for the organization. The upcoming changes and the changes that were already implemented reflect that approach." He ended the conference by listing some of his accomplishments and things that they've done in the past 8 months, but he also said that we can always improve, and that includes him as well. So
I'm gonna say that. So as we finish the statement, I really respect the mayor. I like a lot of the things he's saying. I like a lot of things he's doing. I like how he handled that situation by this campaign.
Yeah,
he stepped to everybody and, hey, what you got? What's your problem?
Yeah,
and that's how you handle it. That's correct. I ain't gonna.
Yeah,
this is no cap.
And
I'm
then,
not just saying
and then the other part of it, once you do the investigation and everybody tell you I ain't got no problem, and they stay on the job,
what?
They ain't quitting.
Listen, and it feels like a smear campaign going on here.
Man, it feels like a black man in charge, man. And we've seen black men in these first black men don't have it easy.
And I shared this with high level people. I feel this is distracting away from the work that we need to do.
Yeah.
And I'm glad, that we have this opportunity to do a top-down look at this, right?
Right.
Because it doesn't have to be, just HR and what you know. It can be like, okay, then what's going on in this building?
Right.
Right. What's going on in my house? Because what I like is how the buck stopped at him.
Yeah.
This is my response. And you know what? That's how you got to think.
Yeah.
And that's what's going to make you work, because you're going to take the responsibility. You know what I'm saying? And so that's beautiful. So, but now what we need to do is we need to expand that thought process.
Right.
Right. There is no box.
Yeah.
Right. We're not going to think outside the box. There is no box.
Yeah.
Right. There is an opportunity to correct some historic wrongs in this city.
And that's going to come with some pushback.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? And then you got to think about, if you correcting historic wrongs,
it'll be a landslide win if he.
Well, I mean,
everybody gonna go vote for him.
But here's the thing: when you correcting these historic wrongs, and it's people who have been there, like not in her case because she wasn't there,
but benefited from it.
But it's people who benefited from it, and people who have been there, they're gonna push back against these corrections. They're gonna push back against these changes.
They supposed to send in their resignation letter. It ain't listen. This ain't supposed to be a game. Just like you had that conversation with that lady about changing what she was doing, and them people,
and the change was so much.
She brought a resignation letter and started confessing her sins.
Yeah,
bruh.
Yeah,
that's what it needs to go on up and down.
Yeah,
we ain't scared to get ahead. Yeah. We got somebody to take your place. What are you talking about right now?
That's it.
What are we doing?
I love that. All right, we got to land this plane, man. That's great conversation. Thank you for your comments. Thank y'all for calling in. Thank you for putting what you put in the chat. UB said half truth is a whole lie. Anything that can be proven must be proven. Yeah. Yeah, it's real talk, man. And so as we talk about ways that you can engage, because you don't have to be an employee of the city in order to work with and for the residents of the city. They have several different boards. There's different engagement opportunities. And one of the boards that's available right now that's seeking members is the Civil Service Board. The Civil Service Board is a review board that was created. Look, I think this timing is good. Because the Civil Service Board is a review board that was created by the charter to provide classified employees with an economical and less formal opportunity to have certain disciplinary actions reviewed by the Board of Laypersons. And so if you want to review these cases and see, what some of these complaints are, like there's positions on the board where you can actually have a formal spot to be able to review those complaints.
Yes. And one of the main things, talking about getting involved, taking more responsibility.
Right.
Like our personal responsibility.
There you go.
Not talking about, the community got to know. We taking personal responsibility.
Stop then.
It's us.
We are they. Yeah. We the they.
And that means joining boards.
Change your pronouns.
That means
them.
That means putting your don't do that. That means putting your application in to be on these boards. Putting your application in to do something that you may never thought of doing before, because we have to be more accountable.
Right.
To our community and ourselves, more responsibility. Thank you.
Absolutely. I appreciate you pulling me back too, because that's the thing. Nuisance Abatement Board is also seeking one regular member and 2 alternate members. And the Nuisance Abatement Board is a 7-member board. The board hears and decides cases involving properties in the city that have been alleged to have illegal drug activity, prostitution, criminal gang activity, operation of pain management, pill mills, basically. And then after hearing the evidence and argument, the board, they can declare a property to be a public nuisance. Can we get the smell? The smell is smell. Should that be on this list when you got nuisance odors?
I mean, first step would be, getting a member on the board.
Yes.
Because certain members, if you the chair, you can bring stuff, but certain members can get stuff on board. That's how the process works.
Yep.
That's why it's important for us to be a part of these things.
Yep.
Because boom, let's say I'm chair of that board.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I have certain powers. I can make that agenda.
That's right.
And once I make that agenda, I can put you in my community on that agenda, or you can be the person that make the agenda and put me on the agenda.
Right on.
Whatever.
That's right. And this board plays an important role in reducing crime and improving the safety and welfare of the citizens of St. Pete. And again, all of these are available on stpete.org. Last one, actually, it was a couple. So the Housing Authority is also looking for interested members to join the board.
I'm gonna go ahead. We're gonna officially get some people for this stuff.
Yeah, we need to really identify people.
We're gonna straight. If you get an email, you get a message talking about
being on the board. Yeah,
just act accordingly.
That's right. Because the Housing Authority, they oversee public housing. If you're interested in that, you can email the Community Development Director, Joshua Johnson. You go to joshua.johnson@stpete.org if you want to be on the St. Pete Housing Authority board.
I think I heard Josh before. I think I might know Josh.
I think we met him. We've had conversations with him. Last one, and then we'll go to get into some final thoughts. But the Social Services Allocation Committee, they're seeking one regular member for that as well. The purpose of the Social Services Allocation Committee is to promote the health, economic, and social well-being of residents in St. Pete. Their functions include reviewing of all the social action funding applications. And so we talk about resources. Yeah.
Social action, ain't that Miss Teresa?
That's Miss Teresa. Yeah. I get a lot of stuff from her. I don't want to say that that's her, but I know I get a lot of stuff from her about that.
Yeah. She sent all the emails.
I don't want to give her
but you're right. You're right.
We'll just say that's Miss Teresa.
She just be opportunities and resources she be sharing.
Yeah.
That's right.
I can't say for sure that
that's that's where I know it from.
Yeah. That's where I heard it from her. And it may be, but I can't say with certainty. And that board actually they review the applications for and make recommendations to City Council for funding for social action programs. And they also
know they do that though.
Yeah, that's what they do.
I know they made requests, so that's another person we need to talk to.
Yeah, it says review social action funding applications and make recommendations to City Council for funding based on the criteria and conditions set forth in the social action funding guidelines and applications. And they also assure that the programs and services that are being provided by the funded agencies are readily available to residents living in St. Pete. So basically, if they're getting money from the city, this board actually looks at them to see if they're performing accordingly.
I think I like that.
Yeah, I like that. All right, man, it's been great. Freestyle Friday. We're a little bit over time. I hope Mr. J don't charge it to our head, not to our heart. Final thoughts, Mr. Edmond.
I love the subject. I love the vibe, but my main thought, to the mayor, the administration, city council, there are historic, systematic, racist issues inside of City Hall.
Yes, sir.
That needs to be addressed. We need to take this moment with former Deputy Mayor Owens and former communication director. We need to take this opportunity, right? And this how it's not going to be a distraction. This how it's not going to waste our time, right? When we take that time to really, to peel back the onion.
Yes, sir.
To really address some of these long-standing complaints that y'all have. I'm not in HR, and I know you got them.
Yeah.
Stop playing.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then there are some people that are scared to give you their receipts because they scared of their job.
Yeah, retaliation.
They just want to get promoted and get the paycheck they deserve and not, you know what I'm saying? Because hiring practices are serious, man.
Yeah.
It's hard to watch a kid walk in to your job, and now you have to train him for the position. And that happens to Black people all the time. That's normal.
And you've seen this person, and not only that, this person is the cousin of or the nephew
of another department
head. And,
you get what I'm saying?
And now they come in and they're your boss, and you got to train them, and you've been there. Yeah.
But then when the mayor come in, and then his cousin James is somebody, we got a scandal. Yeah. But that's standard operating practices in St. Pete.
Take a look.
What are you talking about? It's a lot of cousins that's hired to high positions over well-qualified Black people.
And if you want to know about it, give us a call. We'll tell you some examples. All right, so check it out. You've listening to the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club, the new 99 Gems morning show right here on WUJM. I'm your brother John.
I am the one and only Mr. Edmund.
And we out. Y'all make it a great day. Peace.
WUJM.
Peace and light. This is your brother John, and I would like to invite you to tune in to the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club on 99 Jams every Monday and Wednesday morning from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. for the latest in pop culture news and unique perspectives on hot topics. Make sure you tune in and start your day off right with the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club right here on 99.1 FM, 99 Jams. The Bird.